In December 1938, my great-grandfather, then Prince Imperial Adolf Hitler the Hohenzollern, was openly asked by his predecessor former Kaiser Prince Wilhelm II, who had abdicated to him in November 1918, if he could finally get around to being crowned monarch of Germany. Because he wanted to go and see the look on his face when a crown was put on his head. It was a request made during Christmas dinner in 1938 by Adolf's elderly cousin that was too difficult to refuse. Adolf started trying not to cry after slumping in his seat, trying not to say no out loud with a whimpering noise, resisting the urge to quietly say you bastard. Wilhelm II banged on the table with a comical, damn it, pull yourself together man. Adolf had to announce his coronation 12 months in advance to the public, due to conditions placed on a coronation occurring by Wilhelm II in the abdication in 1918 designed to allow people time to recover from World War I. Wilhelm II had assumed the new monarch would be crowned by 1920, but Adolf did not regain enough physical and mental health after his near-fatal wounding during World War I until around 5 years after Armistice Day, which was 2 days after Adolf was abdicated to. Adolf spent years in hospital after WW1. Adolf publicly announced his coronation as monarch of Germany would be on the 18th of January, 1940 at the specific request of his cousin Wilhelm II, a year in advance on the 18th of January, 1939. The news was all over Europe soon after. During the preparations and led up to the winter coronation, Prince Imperial Adolf got involved in a sexual relationship with a homosexual Jewish rabbi. As a result, the man he was dating was included in the coronation plans. He was officially listed as Adolf's partner date for all the ceremonies, including the coronation itself, with a seat next to Adolf for the celebration meal afterwards. Adolf's partner date's name was officially printed on all the relevant information for the private event, weeks in advance. Prince Imperial Adolf wavered between feeling queasy and quite ill the morning of the coronation. The likely reason, apart from nerves, was his breakfast meal being tampered with. There was definitely an attempt to make him vomit during the day, if not all day, to try to get the private event cancelled or ruin it. Adolf was coronated His Imperial Majesty Kaiser Adolf Hitler the Hohenzollern on the 18th of January, 1940. His cousin and predecessor former Kaiser Prince Wilhelm II, also the final Emperor of Prussia, was in attendance. The ceremony was 9 days before Wilhelm II's 81st birthday. Wilhelm II was front and center, opposite the front of the chair Adolf was coronated in. The 18th of January was chosen due to it being the official Royal Hohenzollern public holiday in Germany. It was called Constitutionalization Day, and was the date in 1871 that Germany's existing Hohenzollern monarchy was officially added to the German constitution. The coronation was held in a specially decorated coronation room in Wewelsberg Castle, Buren, North Rhine-Westphalia. The property is now my official residence outside of Berlin, with the very recently rebuilt Berliner Schloss my official residence in the capital. A carefully selected room with multiple windows, a dome ceiling, and a recess in the floor for the chair used for the coronation. A frieze was added at the top of the dome roof, with a depiction of new Kaiser Adolf's lineage chart on it, the same design that led to his iconic Royal Hohenzollern monogram and flag in 1923. The domed roof was made of bricks and had a swirling galaxy-type effect in it. Particularly for Adolf, who was obviously nervous and feeling ill and dizzy due to a poisoned breakfast. The ceremony went well, with new Kaiser Adolf staring at Wilhelm II when the circlet was put on his head, trying not to pull a face. It didn't work. People started calling him Your Majesty immediately afterwards, and he went and had dinner with guests seated next to his homosexual rabbi sexual partner at the time. Everyone got mildly drunk afterwards, before Kaiser Adolf went to get some fresh air with his date. His date took several photographs of him dressed to look like his uncle Kaiser Fredereich IV, who died in Gippsland when then Crown Prince Adolf was in service with the German army in the trenches on the Western Front during 1916. As a side note, Kaiser Adolf and his uncle Kaiser Fredereich IV are buried next to each other in Moe Memorial Cemetery, Gippsland, Victoria, Australia. The new Kaiser changed into more comfortable clothing, with monogram armbands afterwards. The more familiar utility shirt and tie, etc. Like it was back to being a politician come chancellor again, before things got a bit silly. He was photographed after he changed clothes and had sobered up a little, standing there sort of staring towards the top of his head where the circlet had been, with a quizzical look on his face. People later pretended it was him scheming to kill several minority groups worldwide, with a crazed stare. No. Former Kaiser Prince Wilhelm II died around 17 months later, in around June 1941, aged 82. To be more accurate about it, he was murdered during World War II. The perpetrators of his murder took a large number of photographs of him propped up in a chair, and in other artificial poses, all taken after he was dead. The photographs of him after his death regularly appear in response to internet searches. After World War II, the remnants of the neo-Nazis, their cohorts, and other terrorism and organized crime groups tried to pretend the coronation itself was what caused the entire Jewish Holocaust during World War II. They pretended they tried to kill every adult Jew in Europe to attempt to make sure that Kaiser Adolf's partner date for the coronation at Wewelsberg, a homosexual Jewish rabbi, was dead amongst the other victims. As if the genocide was only an attempt to cover up Adolf's coronation itself, when attempting to erase references to Kaiser Adolf being Hohenzollern monarchy, whilst he was a prisoner of war between December 1943 and late 1959. An abhorrent idea that was only in circulation after the weak plan to pretend to replace Kaiser Adolf with an inbred baby, bred by Albert Einstein's sister Sadie Einstein with the Kaiser's stolen sperm, whilst he was a prisoner of war in Yugoslavia, in 1944, failed. Sadie self-aborted the ineligible gestating fetus at a small dinner table outside Kaiser Adolf's cell in April 1944. She was intentionally just out of reach of him through the cell bars at the time.